Backing up your iPhone or your iPad is one of those things most people don't think about until something goes wrong. So today I'll show you how to back up your iPhone or iPad to your Mac using Finder, how to encrypt your backups to help keep your data safe, and how to move those backups to an external drive so you don't fill up your Mac. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is plug our iPad or iPhone into our Mac. And you just want to make sure that you're using a cable that can do data transfer. Some USB cables are just for charging. So just make sure you have a data transfer cable. Usually the ones that come in your iPhone or iPad box will be data transfer. And then we want to unlock the iPhone. And then if we go over to the computer, we want to go to Finder and open up Finder. And then down on the side here, you can see Sam's iPhone. Now, if you haven't plugged in your iPhone or iPad before, it might come up with a little box saying, do you trust this device? And then you just want to say yes. And then that will give your Mac access to your phone. I plug my phone into the computer all the time, so it's already trusted. So then we want to open up Sam's iPhone. And in here is where you will do the backup, manage your backups, and restore. So up the top here, we can see some information about your phone. We can see the model, and my iPhone is the 256 gigabyte model. I know that's slightly less, but I'm not sure why. And I have 132 gigs available on my phone, and you can see the battery percentage right now. If we scroll down, the main thing we want to look at is under backup. Now, I like to do a full backup of my phone or iPad, which you will need to make sure this box is ticked. So back up all of your data on your iPhone to this Mac. So yes, we want that. And then next we want to encrypt local backup. Now this is important because this backup is going to be saved onto your computer, or later on I'll show you how to save it on an external SSD. But let's say your computer got hacked or someone got a hold of your SSD. You don't want them to be able to access any of your phone data because there's a lot of sensitive things on there like passwords, your health data, and things like that. So we want to encrypt our local backup. So we'll tick this box, and then you want to set a password. So you'd come over here to change password because I've already got one set, and you'll put a password in, and make sure you save this password in your password manager or write it down on a piece of paper, because to restore from this backup, you're going to need this password. So once you have these two items selected, then pretty much we're ready to do the backup. If we come down here, we can see on my phone, I have 22 gig of photos, 30 gig of apps, and 74 gig of documents and data. You'll find when you actually do the backup, it never ends up being that full amount. I'll show you. Usually my backups are around 30 gigs, so I feel like they must compress it somehow. Now we're going to do the backup. So you just want to click backup now, and then you will be prompted to put in your password. On your phone, you might get another pop-up saying trust this computer, and you just have to put your PIN code in again. So this backup could take a while depending on how much data you have on your iPhone or iPad. So just let it run, and then I'll speed this video up, and then we'll continue in a minute. Okay, so the backup is now finished. I'm going to say that probably took about 15 minutes or so. That's not too bad. So once your backup is finished, you can come into Manage Backups. You can come into here and see that the backup is actually there. So you can see my iPhone backup today. And yesterday I did a backup on my iPad Pro. So that's also there. If that's all you need to do, you've done your backup, you can now eject your iPhone and move on with your day. And then if you ever need to restore from that backup, you would plug your iPhone or iPad back in and open it up, come into here, and then we'll just go restore backup. You would put your password in, and then you would come in here and select your backup that you want and hit restore. And then that will do the restore for you. I also wanted to show you how you can move your backups off of your Mac onto an external SSD. So you can do this just in case you don't have a whole lot of space on your computer and you just want to store them somewhere else. So let's go back into Manage Backups. And if you right click on a backup, you actually have the option to delete, archive, or show in Finder. So we're going to go show in Finder. And this is going to open up the location of the backup on your MacBook. So if you look down here, it's on my MacBook's hard drive under User, SAM, Library, Application Support, Mobile Sync, Backup, and then this is the backup file. So right here. So I've got two backup files because one is my iPad backup and one is the iPhone backup. So if we open up one of these backups, you're going to see that it's just a bunch of numbered files. You can't actually go in here and view your photos or your files or any of your data. It's all just system data that will restore to your iPhone, but you can't actually view the data. So if we go back, we can see how big both of the backups ended up being. So we have a 29 gig and a 26 gig. It's hard to tell which is which, but I think the 29 gig was my phone and the 26 gig is my iPad. But what we're going to do now is I've plugged in my external SSD, but if we come up to the plus here, we're going to open up another tab and then we're going to navigate to my SSD. I've made a folder called SSD Backups. So I've just called it SSD Backup so you can see up here clearly when we're copying to the SSD, we know we're in the right location. So we're going to come across to the backup folder and we want to select both of these, right click, copy, and then we're going to paste them over onto the SSD. Okay, so they've copied over to the SSD and we can see here the file size. And we have all the files in there. So now we can go back to our backup folder and we can delete these folders. So we'll select them, making sure you're deleting it from the right location. Right click, move to bin. So they're gone and we still have them here on our SSD safe. And then we can come out of here. We'll just go OK. And then we'll open this back up again and you can see our backups are gone. When it comes to the time where you want to restore from that backup, you will need to go back to the location. But if you go manage backups, there's nowhere to right click anymore to show in Finder. So you have to manually find it. So to find this location, it can be tricky because these are actually hidden folders. So to find the folder, you need to come across to your MacBook's hard drive. And then you will see a few folders here. But what we need to do is show hidden folders. And to do this, we need to press Command Shift full stop. And see now we can see all of these hidden folders. So now we need to go find User. And then we want to go to SAM or whatever your computer folder name is called. And then under SAM, one of the hidden folders we need to go to is Library. And then we need to go down to Application Support. And then we want to go to Mobile Sync. And then you can see the backup folder right here. So now we can go across to our SSD and we can highlight them, right click, copy, and go back to this folder and we're going to paste it in. Okay, so the folders have copied back onto the MacBook. So we can just go back over to our Finder. And if we go Manage Backups, so now we can see our backups are back here. And if we close out of here, you could come back in and go Restore, put your password in, and you can restore from your backups. Once you're finished in here, I would do the Command Shift full stop again to hide all of the hidden folders. Otherwise, it might get a little bit annoying when you're using your computer and always seeing the hidden folders. So yeah, just do Command Shift and full stop and that will get rid of that. One other thing I want to show you is if your phone's not plugged in, so I'm just going to unplug my iPhone. you're not going to be able to go to manage backups or delete backups. So let's say you've got rid of the iPhone and you don't need the backups anymore. There's another way you can find where those old backups are. And to do this, we just want to go down to System Settings. And then we want to go General, Storage. And then if you come down here, we have iOS files. So you can see both of my backups are here. So if we click on the little I, it will open up and show me the backups that I have without plugging in my iPad or my iPhone. And you can also come in here and delete if you want to. So it's just another handy thing to know if you don't have your device plugged in, you can come in here to see information on your backups, like when you last did the backup. So this backup method is designed for restoring your entire iPhone or iPad. In a future video, I'll show you how you can create backups where you can actually browse and view your files individually. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more practical Apple tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.